Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Slam City Wrestling's SCW Turkey Bowl Rumble, being held by Slam City Wrestling at the Performing Arts Centers of Holland in front of 1,800 screaming fans. Mike and Cohen welcome us to the show, letting us know that tonight it's going to be a night full of action. AJ Styles faces Pac for the SCW World Championship. La Hija puts her SCW Women's World Championship on the line against Kings Road's Kaylee Ray. And a huge 20-man over-the-top rope #1 contenders battle royal. We're going to start it off with a 72 out the gate. Commentary was, per usual, fantastic. In an exceptional match, La Hija de Guadalajara defeats Kings Road's Kaylee Ray in 10:30 via submission. She makes defense number 33 of her SCW Women's World title. Kaylee Ray with the victory here tonight. 59-43-63 down the road. 61-57 for Kaylee Ray and La Hija de Guadalajara. Next up, in a decent match, Lindsay Snow defeats Dulce Tormenta in 7:36 via pinfall. 39-17-47. 37-42 for Dulce and Lindsay Snow. Alright, next up we get a cryptic promo from Atticus Cogar. He talks about death matches. He talks about Slade, who was at the Rocky Mountain Horror Cup the last time we saw him. He says he knows Slade well, and he knows that Slade loves violence. Well, guess what, Slade? So do I. And I love it just a little more. So a 70 over for Atticus Cogar. The Vandal 48 Part 2 storyline has advanced, and Atticus did a wonderful job interacting with the crowd. Alright, next up and about that, a superb wrestling in great heat. The one called Manders and Matt Tremont defeats the Liga Lucha and Southside OTP. When one called Manders pins Zonique with a Dr. Bomb. Zonique was the weak link, though. 60-31-69 for the wrestling crowd and segment, with Zonique, Ago Blanc, Luke Jacobs, Adam Brooks, Matt Tremont, and one called Manders, putting up a 43-56, 61, 65, 61, 73 down the line, respectively. Commentary, though, as per usual, has lifted the match. Alright, next up in an exceptional match, Coughlin defeats Gringo Loco in 13:03 via submission. They didn't really click, which is unfortunate, but a 57-61 for Loco and Coughlin, 59-53 66 down the line. Commentary was great. Kid and Coughlin were great together. Alright, next up in an exceptional match, Atticus Cogar defeats Slade in a death match in 10 minutes with the headlock driver, 59-39-45. The match quality was hurt after Slade broke his ribs. He debuted the Incarnated Carnage gimmick. Nevertheless, Atticus Cogar with the victory here tonight, and Slade will be out for a while with broken ribs, unfortunately. Thanks, Cohen. Alright, next up and about that, a superb wrestling in good heat. Lyra Valkyrie and Steel and Silk defeat Hollywood Haley J, La Hydra, and Alice Crawley in 10 minutes when Utami Hayashida defended La Hydra with her Samoan drop. 55-28-63 down the line for the wrestling crowd and segment, with Lyra, Utami, Arisia, Alice, La Hydra, and Haley J with a 64, 71, 60, 44, 54, and 37. Alright. Next up, in the Turkey World Rumble, what about that as superb wrestling in great heat? Matt Cardona wins the #1 contendership in Battle Royal. The order elimination, well, we're not going to do that, but we're going to go to the last. I'm not going to read all those names, but we're going to go to the last eliminations, which saw Gabe Kidd being eliminated last, Charles Mason second to last, so the War Dogs could not get Matt Cardona out, with L.A. Park Jr. lasting to the Final Four. Jeffrey John, Kota Brazil, and Warhouse were brought in to be a part of this Battle Royal, but nevertheless, we have Matt Cardona with the victory here tonight. 76 overall. All right, next up, we get our main event. as AJ Styles will take on Pac in the dream match across all dream matches here in SCW. And in the main event, Pac defeats AJ Styles with his brutalizer finish. AJ taps out. It was designed to give an epic feel in the eyes of the fans. Pac makes defense number 9 of his title. 90 wrestling, 60 crowd, 81 segment, and a pair of 90s for Pac and AJ Styles. AJ Styles and Pac have pretty good chemistry. This was AJ Styles' last match, but given how good of a match this was, we're definitely going to have to go back to it at a future date. Let's finish the show here. Hope like an 80. Dang it. God darn it. The show benefited from a wide selection of angels, but the crowd was disappointed that less than 3 of the matches had different aims. Well, that's unfortunate because it was a banger of a show. All right, well, this show increased our popularity in 57 regions. This was the SCW Turkey Bowl Rumble from Holland Performing Arts Center in front of 1,800 people. So until next time, it is Mikey Bro wishing you a glorious next of your day, and Fall Brawlers will be up next.